Hello, Hana the Suburban Witch here, and today I am unboxing and reviewing the Seasons of the Witch Imbolc Oracle. Oh, I forgot to put my glasses on. I'm not going to be able to read a thing. That is so much better. I feel like I'm a little bit late to the game with this one. It came out in December of 2023. It's been hectic. It's been a hectic start to the year. So I apologize if you've been wanting me to look at this. I've only just got to it now, but we're here. We're doing it. So this is, if you don't know, an oracle deck that is part of a series done by Lorriane Anderson and Juliet Diaz. And they're basically going through the Witch's Wheel of the Year with different oracle decks. Now, Imbolc is usually around about the 1st of February if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and the 1st of August, also the horse's birthday, if you're here in Australia or elsewhere in the Southern Hemisphere. Imbolc is the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox.
We interrupt this program to annoy you and make things generally irritating.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hello. Now, unfortunately, I'm probably going to call this an unboxing, but it's not technically an unboxing, although it is technically an unboxing, but I feel dishonest about it because I've already opened this. I'm one of those people, I can't lie. I've already opened this and I hate showing you guys when it's not my first thoughts, but I had a technical difficulty, thank you Mercury retrograde, and lost the file. I have the file of the front on camera, but I've been, if you've watched any of my other ones, I've been experimenting with the top down bird's eye view as well. And I don't know if I just didn't press record or if I accidentally deleted it thinking I sent it somewhere. I don't know what happened, but it's gone. And so you can't have just me talking and not seeing anything. So I have to re-record. If you haven't seen one of the Seasons of the Witch Oracle decks before, I will show you through it. If you have, it's pretty much exactly the same, just Imbolc themed. Who knew? The packaging is exactly the same. I have unboxed the Mabon deck here before. It's the very easy to take off slip top box. I don't know what it's actually called. Slip top box. You can see from the inside here the color theme this one's going with. Pop it out. We have our handy dandy guidebook here, which is in full color, which is what we like to see. Guidebook wise, it's pretty standard. It is not too big, it is not too short. There is enough in here that it's worthwhile reading along with the cards. I haven't played around with this deck yet, but I have played with the Mabon one and I've double checked to make sure this one does the same. And it does, which is some of the cards you'll get things like a candle spell or a little spell that goes along with it, or an affirmation, like a little something extra. Not all of the cards though, just some of them. And now, what you've all been waiting for, the cards themselves. Because I have already unboxed this, they're not in order. So they're not going to be in order. I'm not going to sit here and put them back in order because I've had a very long day. My husband's away for a couple of weeks and the kids were feral. Just feral today. It's always the way. The first couple of days is the hardest and then we get into a rhythm and then he comes back and it all goes out the window. But it is a full moon this week, so I feel like emotions are high. So this is what the backs of the cards look like. Currently my favorite color is green, like this beautiful green, but blue/indigo is my second favorite color. It was my first favorite for a very long time, so I love this tone of deck. Look at that gorgeous shine. It is stunning. It's like kapow, kapow. Makes me think of Lightning McQueen. The shuffle test on this one, now with these cards, the Mabon one and this one as well, and the Letha one, which I haven't put out the video for that yet, but it will be coming soon. They're all the same card size, card stock, all of that. They are relatively easy to shuffle, smooth to shuffle, but they are a longer card. They are high. Pretty sure there's 48 cards in this. Why do you not say 44? There are 44 cards in this. The stock itself isn't super thick, so this way it's not too thick, but this way it's quite high, which can be a bit tricky to hold this way and hold them all together and shuffle comfortably. It's just not comfortably shuffled that way. So I always recommend a vertical shuffle. If you want to look, I do have a slow motion vertical shuffle up here, which I actually use the Mayborn deck for if you're having trouble with shuffling it or you're getting lots of jumpers. Definitely check that out. So with a vertical shuffle, it's very, very easy, very smooth, very pleasant to work with. It is funny, I have quite a lot of Rockpool decks. Rockpool is the publisher. These ones are good cardstock. I don't mind the Mythos Tarot. A lot of the Travis McHenry ones though, the cardstock is not as great. So they don't seem to have a standard cardstock that they're using across the board, which is unusual. What's going on there? Either that or it just feels different in this size. I don't know. So the back of this here says, Imbolc is associated with patience, hope, transitions and beginnings, the ascent back to the light after the darkness of the winter months. This is the perfect season to represent the self. All right, so let's do our little flippy through. Now these are quite glossy, as you can see, so we get a little bit of my huge big diffuse light boxy thing shining back. I apologize. Just what we're gonna have to deal with. So I'm gonna look at them so I can talk about them as I hold them up, which is a bit trickier to do when I film it in this way. This one is Incense. The artwork, as expected, is absolutely stunning. Coming of Spring. Now, one critique I had when I did my first filming of this unboxing, which will never see the light of day, is the fact that what I'm seeing with these decks is they are just very Northern Hemisphere themed, and I hate that because it cuts out a whole half of the world. Almost every picture has snow in it. That was Dawn, which, I mean, not every single one. This one has black bear, but I mean, there's no snow, but bears are only in certain parts of the world, aren't they? Bathing Ritual. Blackberries. House Mouse. I do love how that rhymes. It's such a cute card, that one. Angelica. Reminder, if you ever want to see the cards closer up or what the guidebook says on any specific card, let me know. I'll do a short for you. Horned Owl. Such an interesting depiction. Groundhog. So the reason I made the comment about the snow is just, I live in Australia. There are a lot of witches here in Australia. Pretty much most people I know have never seen snow. It just doesn't happen here. Some spots, but it's rare and it's not really real snow. Let's see. Bridget. So it just feels slightly unrelatable. I wish sometimes there were more, and it doesn't have to be that all decks are for everyone and you try and cater for everyone. I just wish there were less that were just the North America or Northern Hemisphere, you know? Keening, this one's a really powerful one, as you can see in that image. I feel like I sound really bitter about the Southern Hemisphere thing, but if you're a Southern Hemisphere witch, you totally get it. And I'm not just talking Australia, I'm talking South America, South Africa, southern countries of Africa, like Southeast Asia, like most of Asia. We're left out of every single book. We're left out of everything. Self-ceremony. I'll tell you what though, make enough noise and people start to do something. My good friend Mortellus has a book that they brought out, their second book, which is called The Bones Fall in a Spiral. It's a necromantic primer, and I interviewed them on this podcast episode. You can listen to that one, all about it, all about necromancy. And they said that they'd listened to me talking about this, and so they made sure to include the Southern Hemisphere dates for the Sabbats and the Southern Hemisphere rituals for more inclusivity, which I loved. I absolutely loved that. This one is River Rocks. Serpent. Now, I've even lived in North America as well, so like I understand snow. I know that like if my kids want to play with this, they've gotten. My daughter's like, I've never seen snow. I have no idea what to do with this information. Bloodstone. North Star. Milk Moon Witch. Rosemary Bread. Grimoire. Casserole. I like all these cozy ones. It's a cozy deck, but it's not cozy in the way Mabon is. The Mabon deck is super cozy, like hot cup of tea and a pumpkin spice latte type of cozy with a sweater and warm fluffy socks. This one feels like, I mean, it actually feels like winter solstice to me, but it feels cold and cozy, but not too cozy. Like, it's more of a cool cozy. I don't know if that makes any sense. Makes me think of the Dandenong Ranges on a winter day, which is a very niche reference. Candle dressing. Then we have Bridget's doll, which is different to Bridget that we had earlier. The illustrator's done an excellent job. Consecrate tools. Cinnamon rolls. Antlers. Swan. So we have, it seems, a beautiful and delicate mix of animals, quite witchy themes, spirit stuff, and then like homely stuff like cooking and kitchen witchery side of things, which is really rather nice. This one is snowflakes. Culning, I don't know how to pronounce that. P.S. I hope you're all enjoying my lovely panda band-aid. Arts and crafts. You know what this deck actually reminds me of? It reminds me of my grandmother when it used to be like middle of winter and she'd open all the doors and windows and you're like, what are you doing? And it was crisp and cool, but fresh. And it's not cozy, but it's still nice. That's what this feels like. Dark days of winter. Sacred space. Weather divination. Now, this one's a really intense card. I'm getting the Ring vibes meets the Exorcist. Doesn't scream weather divination to me, but in the like breath coming out of her, it says thunder, winds, and soul. Forged in fire. Dream realm. Devotional. Peppermint, Winter Woodlands, Winter Besom, Aquarius. So this is one where just by simply including the star signs cuts out half the world. Because for us, Aquarius is literally the other half of the year. Aquarius season is not in August for the Southern Hemisphere when we are having and celebrating Imbolc. So it just feels weird. Like for me, it just doesn't fit in this deck. I'm like, Aquarius season, it's like hot. What are you talking about? Greenhouse, garlic, amethyst, and this is the last card, which is snowdrops. So that's the full flip through. That's the full. So that's the full flip through. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. So that is the full flip through. Say that 5 times fast. See if you can do any better. I'm going to pull a card and we're just going to read what the guidebook has to say about it. Here's a fun thing. If you are still watching now, this is just for you and for you only. Leave me a comment with your question, and next time I do an unboxing video, I will choose a question. I'll start like a little Notion document of anyone who asks a question for a reading. And when I'm testing out these decks during the unboxing videos, I will start answering your questions. What a fun idea. So leave a question below for me. Say, for the next unboxing, can I ask blah, 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 blah. And I will pull a card for you in this segment when I'm trying to sort of show off how the deck reads. For now though, let's just do a general collective reading. What you people right now watching, what do you need to hear? And we have Winter Woodlands. Let's have a look at what the guidebook has to say. This is the very last card in the deck. It's card 44. This is the card here. All right, and the guidebook says keywords are self-compassion, healing, takes time, and honor what you feel. Take time to honor what you feel. Self-compassion is the healing balm that you desire. Let's see what else it says. So in the card, she's got a pink, I was going to say feathered crown, but I think it's a crystal crown. She has white hair, a beautiful long feathered cloak. She's out in the woods with like a walking stick or staff with a bird on it. And there's a little fox down the bottom and some candles and a full moon. What did I say? It's full moon this week. Heart healing can feel like a lot being in Winter Woodlands. In this landscape, it can seem like time is standing still and the pain you are facing will be with you forever. Healing is never simple, and oftentimes you may not even know you're in a healing phase until you've made your way out. You may be ready to give up and shut yourself off from anything good that is attempting to come into your life, but you've pulled this card to tell you that healing is happening for you. Do not feel any pressure to heal your heart in any particular way. Sometimes it may feel like you're going in circles, passing the same emotions and feelings time and time again, but you must trust that you are headed in the right direction. Be gentle with yourself in the coming weeks, allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling without trying to change. You can still love someone even if they have hurt you, or grieve for something even if other people don't understand. That doesn't mean you're silly, it means you're human. Don't worry, the frost on your heart will thaw and spring will find you again. It's a beautiful message. So there we have it, my flip through / not official unboxing of the Seasons of the Witch Imbolc Oracle deck. Unfortunately, when I unboxed the Letha one, that's another file that I lost. Every damn time. So it'll be another one like this where I'm just flipping through it in my older fashioned way, the way I used to do it. Which still works, right? I don't know, some of you might prefer it this way or some might prefer the other way. I'm not sure. But I hope you enjoyed this deck. If you want to book a reading with me, you can do so. I've got all my links in the description box below. I offer 30 and 60-minute readings. They are called a guidance call. You can do tarot, we can just chat, we can do dream interpretations, I can give you one-on-one astrology lesson, tarot lesson, like people book it for all sorts of things. I can read your birth chart. It's good fun. And I hope to see you there.